Willen, welcome to Talent Magazines.
Thank you.
Willen, what is it that brings you to Wide Open Walls?
Um, I was chosen by David Saban. He liked my art. I know David Saban a little bit from his auctioneering because he's done an auction for the center I work at, the Short Center South. He's sold paintings for us. It's a day program for mentally handicapped adults.
Sure.
So that's where I first met David Saban.
Now,
But then,
you've been doing painting for quite a while.
that's right.
What is it that the inspiration, the muse that you have?
I've always been doing art, so I don't even. I just feel like it's almost compulsive at this point. I can't not do art. It's harder for me not to do it, so I always. It's just like an itch that has to be scratched at this point.
When you're doing the art, do you first sketch it out or you go on freehand and then let the Almighty direct you wherever, however it goes?
I do both. I have to keep it interesting for myself a lot of times, so it's like it just kind of it depends on my mood. Sometimes I feel like being very organized and I sketch things out. I do preliminary studies, all sorts of preliminary drawings, and just kind of like really focus in and try to get everything perfect. And then sometimes I come to a breaking point with that, and I have to just do something completely freestyle and just let myself go free and even just not even do any drawing, just go straight to the paint.
What are some of the artists that have influenced you in the color palette that you select, the brush strokes?
As far as color palettes, there's not anyone in particular. I mean, the colors. I feel like the colors it's a communication with colors. I don't try to choose all the colors right away, but I try to, let things kind of naturally progress. If I use my eyes and my intuition with color a lot, and then sometimes when that fails, I fall back on color theory. So it's a very intuitive process mainly with colors.
What are some of the local artists that you admire or appreciate?
Local artists, I'd have to say Sean Berner for sure. We've been, I think that we all started doing art like really seriously around the same time. We used to have a little event at the Soul Collective. Like every week we'd come there. It's called the Collab. A lot of artists like S.V. Williams and Molly Devlin. We would hang out there together, and we just work on art. And it was fun just having like that creative atmosphere. We create. I feel like that was one of the big starting points for me as far as taking art a little more seriously and getting into different mediums like acrylic paint, oil paint, spray paint, and just having the community of like different artists. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of artists locally that I really respect. Jose De Gregorio, he's got an amazing process. Daniel Meidinger Contra, he's young and he does some really wild stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'd feel bad not mentioning all of them, but there's a lot. Just like a lot of people in this show for sure. Everybody at this show mainly. I think there's not a single artist that there might be a few I haven't heard of locally, but I've been. This is a really good culmination of local artists as far as the show tonight.
Where does Waylon go from here?
I mean, I just want to keep doing art. Ideally, I just want to make the art I love to make, and if I make money off it, that's great. If I don't, that's fine too. I enjoy the process. I always, art's just like it's just what I do.
Waylon, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
You have a wonderful evening.